This time, we should hopefully be good. Hopefully, we're good. No way. No way! Seriously? Yes! Finally, it's here! There we go. The chat is working. I can see everything here. Well, the chat is working in my little chat box on the right. It's not working on the stream overlay. Let me fix that. Where's the chat box? Here it is. Open the source properties. Browser settings. Open the source properties. I am in the source properties. I had to make a new chat box object. No, I don't want to. There we go. Oh dear. What? Huh? What's happening? What's happening? Ugh, the game crashed! My entire dolphin just closed on me. Ugh, let me get my dolphin back up, hold on. I need a new code. I need a new code. Right, I'm back in. Yeah, here we go. All right. So, okay, our participants are ready. I'll take this practice run label off now then. Where is it? 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 Here it is. Right. Then I will begin in 3, 2... Wait, hold on. 3, 2... No, no! Ah! I forgot to give the due to play next rules to the participants. Now I have to restart the bot. Ah! Why do I have to have so many technical difficulties on the first try? On the first match of a new tournament. Why does this always happen? Okay. Then we begin in 3, 2, 1. Oh wait, I just realized I don't have voice mod open either! Ah! Alright. Here it is. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to Sprout League 2! This is the first match of the tournament between ViFDoR and Berrie. We will be kicking things off with Warbox, and the participants have been waiting long enough and we've had so many technical difficulties. So, let's finally let the round begin! Now, there's one thing you can remember about Warbox. It's that you can lure the dwarf ball bears. It's typically recommended to lure around 4 or 5 of them. ViFDoR is so far just focusing on pellets and she-grubs. I'm sure he's going to get to luring soon enough. Yep, that's what he's doing now. You see him heading out the left side, bringing 3 dwarf ball bears back. Going to drag over a 4th too. I don't know if Berrie knows about this trick. Oh, ViFDoR is cleverly using the projectiles of the groink to damage the ball bears. And he's, as usual, able to pull this off quite well. Berrie, meanwhile, is having some issues here. He's trying to take the... He's trying to do something with the groink. He's insisting on fighting the groink. This is a colossal waste of time. I don't know if he knows this. He almost certainly does. Well, he does now. He does now. And I think Anto is right. ViFDoR's basically perfectly set up to win already, unless Berrie can get lucky with the cherries or something very bad happens to ViFDoR. ViFDoR is taking a marble right in front of Berrie, who can't do anything about it. And honestly, this is kind of sad to watch right now. Berrie really ought to have watched that video adaptation Ray made of the strategy guide. We have it posted, but it seems not everyone's watched it. I don't think I ought to ping all of the participants with it, honestly. I noticed this the other day with Cosmic as well. The newcomers don't have a very good, well, no, they have no understanding of the meta until they get an understanding, as Cosmic eventually got more of. I'm sure in time Berrie will be able to develop such an understanding as well. But that time, unfortunately, has not come just yet. It may kick in over the course of this very match. For Berrie's sake, it's going to have to. But even what I've seen so far is not necessarily the worst player in the world. I mean, it's quite far from it. It's not that bad for someone at this level. But yeah. All that time with the groink at the beginning is definitely what decided the outcome of this match more than anything else, I think. This round, sorry. The rest of the match is far from decided. ViFDoR 1, Berrie 0. Score, where's the score? There it is. So now map voting is underway for the second round. Both our participants skip all of their bands, and now we have a choice between Concrete Playground, Construction Fortress, Halls of Grandeur, and Spider's Den. Where will we be headed this time? It looks like all 3 votes placed so far are for Construction Fortress. Make that all 4. Alright, time's up, and Construction Fortress is the map. Let the round begin! Let's take this helmet off my head. My head's getting hot. Ooh, 6 viewers now. Hello, everyone. Ooh, we have this layout. There's that bridge that can be built right back to the start. Before bringing over the dwarf from the edge. One Pikmin drinks all the nectar. We all hate it when that happens. ViFDoR puts another Pikmin on that dwarf, while Berrie is taking she grub. He spawned over there. Now I think Berrie is going to attempt to bring over the dwarf. Nope, the dwarf has fallen. That's 4 Pikmin down right there. And ViFDoR's already started on the bridge. Berrie now does also start on the bridge. He's got to be careful though. When the first bit of that bridge is built, the dwarf's going to hop over and start eating. ViFDoR's dealt with that. Berrie, it seems, is not dealing with it. Has already lost 1 Pikmin. Now 2. But work on the bridge does continue. ViFDoR's been able to grow more Pikmin. But Berrie is still not that far behind. Oh, another dwarf falls off there for Berrie. That's just unfortunate. Both bridges are now finished, as ViFDoR is clearing his way forward to mid. Both male she-grubs go down. Baronet awakens. And will soon be dealt with too. Berrie regroups his forces. They're all flowered up and ready to move out. ViFDoR is suffering some losses here to these enemies. And we see a spicy from Berrie. A spicy this early in the game, which ViFDoR manages to appropriately punish. This is why splits are very, very important. Berrie is now having to contend with this withering blowhog. Whatever the annoyance it is. As he is now building the bridge back to base. When's the direct hit on that male she-grub? As ViFDoR summons a bull bear! Berrie is forced to abort the work on the bridge. And runs back. Berrie can send ViFDoR a bull bear of his own. But I'm not sure how much good that will do at this specific point in time. Never mind. This is the time Berrie is chosen. And this is the time ViFDoR's chosen to run away and use his own spicy. while Berrie is distracted doing whatever he's doing here, ViFDoR is using the Spicy to finish the bridge back to his own base and contest the center marble, while Berrie is now using his second Spicy on his pocket marble. He bitters the center marble, but then does not contest it. And as a result, it is going away for ViFDoR. Who is now intercepting the very marble Berrie dug up with the Spicy. The Pikmin numbers are now similar, but every other advantage is in ViFDoR's hands. He's finished the bridge back to base, which will significantly shorten the length of the journey that marble must take, but the marble is not taking the new path, because it seems that the path does not update while it is being carried, only if you stop carrying it and then start carrying it again. Well, now ViFDoR's using his final Spicy to close out the game. And out the game is closed. At this point, he's just stalling Berrie and making sure he can't pull anything. Berrie uses his final bitter in an attempt that will ultimately prove in vain to stop those marbles from being played. This is already over. It's just a matter of time. A matter of a very short time. ViFDoR 2, Berrie 0! Map voting is now ongoing for the third round of the match. And the choice is between Spider's Den, Bulbmin Grotto, Halls of Grandeur, and Bulbear Basin. With 12 seconds left, we have 2 votes for Bulbmin Grotto, which is in the lead, being voted for by Berrie and Smilax, as ViFDoR opts for Spider's Den. Confident as he always is, that his PvE skills, which he is known for around these parts, will allow him to have a much easier time on that map than most people do. But that's not where we'll be going. We'll be going to Bulbmin Grotto instead. Let the round begin! Not much to talk about right now, but I'm sure it will change quite quickly. We can already see what layout this is. This one has a marble right there in the middle, and 3 each on the sides. ViFDoR taking down these enemies. Berrie trying to sneak this past, which he does manage to. ViFDoR punches to death a male Sheegrob. is taking the Baronet. That's generally something you don't see, but ViFDoR evidently firmly believes that this is a good use of his time. As far as enemy corpses go, Baronets are generally not very efficient ones to take. They require 8 to carry and give 8 Pikmin when you get them in. Compare these to the Dwarves, which need 3 to carry but bring 4, and the Male Sheargogs, which only need 1 to carry but grow 3. Well, ViFDoR's already found his Bulbmen, so numbers are the least of his worries right now. The Bulbmen are now his. Berrie is in the same room and uses a Spicy, which is full bittered, as Berrie in turn full bitters ViFDoR's unspicy squad, leaving him with an unbitterable Spicy. This is such a textbook misplay, we have a sticker for it in our Discord. We've seen loads of people make it over the years, especially the newcomers, for which I really can't blame them, honestly. The 4P battle meta is something we don't expect outsiders to know. And so I guess it's very unfortunate for Berrie that his first match is against a member of the top 5. Well, someone would have had to suffer. With so many newcomers in this tournament, something like this was bound to happen sooner rather than later. But hey, it's a learning experience. Looks like Berrie has used his own Marble Berry to require him to re-pluck a large chunk of his Pikmin. I've made that mistake before. So now here comes ViFDoR to bomb Berrie's Pikmin, only for the bomb to be bettered. And actually, if ViFDoR's not careful, result in his own Pikmin getting blown up! That's precisely what we see, and he loses 11 of them. But it doesn't matter, because he's already got all the baubles he needs. ViFDoR 3, Berrie 0! That would have been a very clever move from Berrie if ViFDoR hadn't already taken the marbles. This time, it looks like we'll be going to Submerged Skirmish unless the votes change. ViFDoR's raring to go. And Berrie actually agrees with this choice. So, let the round begin! Luckily, Berrie does know that there are Sheardrops up there. Not all newcomers seem to know that. So he's at least done a bit of his homework. Now, how difficult is ViFDoR... How difficult the time is ViFDoR going to have with these enemies? As he's dealing with the Wally, a Dirigibug drops down right next to it, initially posing a threat, but now actually being helpful for him. As Berrie has discovered the Withering Blowhog in the back of his space containing the Pocket Marble. For a newcomer, that's actually pretty good, because not all newcomers know about these being here. Famously, we had a round on Submerged once between two newcomers where neither of them knew about the Blowhog marbles in Submerged, and so the match went on way longer than it could have done. But now, both ViFDoR and Berrie are fighting Dirigibugs, being killed within seconds of each other. Blowhog drops in here for Berrie. Trying to keep the Pikmin safe from the Wally and the Blowhog and the Dirigibug. Very deadly combination here. If I were Berrie, I'd probably focus on using the bombs. Oh, he will get the opportunity to do a bit of that anyway. Or will he? No. The Wally moves out of the bomb's range in just enough time. But now the Wally is going to kill even more of Berrie's Pikmin. As there go another 6, that's 9 in total, I think. The Wallies are last down. Berrie has 20 Pikmin that survived this fight, compared to ViFDoR's 50. Now Berrie is being stun-stormed, which is going to ensure that gap remains large. With these corpses, Berrie will be able to grow to 44. But as he does so, ViFDoR is coming to take his Bulbmen and his cherries. That's if these Blowhogs don't stop him. And they don't. ViFDoR is actually dealing with these guys very well. Looks like the self-proclaimed PvE master has right to self-proclaim that. Oh yeah, Boulder, that's true. I didn't notice that. Now ViFDoR is spicing in mid, knowing Berrie won't be able to get here in time, especially with that electrical wire in the way. And he's going to try and take all the marbles from here. Well, he only needs 3 of them, and he's only taking 3. He knows where the last one is. Berrie has a nasty run-in with a volatile Dweevil that results in even more of his Pikmin dying. 58 Pikmin to 48, but ViFDoR's victory is imminent. The Spicy runs out, but Berrie's luck has already run out. And now the Blowhog is going down. And this round will be over in seconds. As income marbles number 2, 3, and 4. ViFDoR 4, Berrie 0. Map voting now begins for the 5th and likely final round. There is still a possibility that Berrie could turn this around, but that is likely going to require him suddenly acquiring and internalizing knowledge he evidently has not yet acquired. Knowledge of the maps, knowledge of strategy, knowledge of spray tactics. So much knowledge is relied on in this game. Knowledge that is freely available, but not necessarily obvious. Well, there's always time to learn and to improve, and I'm sure Berrie will learn a lot from this. And we'll be able to see how far Berrie has to climb. And how far he will climb. We go now to Bottomless Sewer. Let the round begin! Immediately, Berrie gets one of his Pikmin zapped. But ViFDoR is also going to have to be careful on this map. Berrie has now managed to deal with this electrical wire, and is breaking open the egg behind it. ViFDoR is proving slightly faster on growth, but growth, of course, is not the only one of the priorities Berrie needs to have in order. Berrie is taking his time with these wall poles. ViFDoR is on his way to mid. Often time is the most important resource of all to have at your disposal. That goes as much in real life as it does in Pikmin. And Berrie's about to find this out the hard way. He uses a spicy to fight the enemies on the way to mid. Now, having dealt with this cannon beetle, he sends the rest of his spicy to the marble there on his side. Thinks that that alcove goes somewhere, and now arrives in mid as ViFDoR's already here with the rest of his spicy. While ViFDoR's busy fighting this... Oh dear! Berrie loses 4 Pikmin into the abyss. Even loses himself to it, as the Dweevil abducts the marble. ViFDoR bitters Berrie's Pikmin before 8 more of them die here, and it is 50 Pikmin for ViFDoR to 18 for Berrie. Berrie has managed to take 2 marbles, but 2 is not going to be enough given what he's up against. It seems Berrie's main problems here are, first of all, he's too slow initially, and second of all, he uses sprays, especially spices, at the wrong times. Luckily for Berrie, if he watches this VOD over, ViFDoR is using his sprays in a way I would absolutely recommend. He uses the sprays better than I do myself, because I mean, I don't always use sprays the way I recommend, because I'm a bit of a scatterbrain. Of course, my biggest problem is that I am also somewhat slow and quite clumsy. ViFDoR throws that sticky bomb into the void. As he's digging up that marble there on his side, and with this one here as well, he will be the winner of this round, and then of the match as a whole. There isn't much more to say here, honestly. Maybe someone ought to go over some of this advice I've been talking about with Berrie at some point. And certainly I think more practice would benefit him greatly. Berrie, in futility, is attempting to better the squad that is only achieving what they inevitably will. He doesn't have much else to do, so I guess that makes some sense. As with the final score of 5-0, ViFDoR has won the match. We have one more match today, if it will still be happening, of course, which will be between NLP and Cosmic. So in 1 hour, roughly 1 hour, a bit over an hour, you'll be able to watch that as well. Because the fixtures have been all over the place this week, because we had to have 3 of the initial 5 fixtures for this week rescheduled to next week, these are the only 2 matches of this week, and we'll be having a bunch next week. So, there's that to look forward to as well. Until then,